It started with just one caption.
Not only has he basically implicated himself in murders, he also has implicated Lil Boosie in murder.
And within hours, the entire internet was asking the same question. Wait, did T.I. just snitch on Boosie? Because in the world of street rap, words don't just mean what they say, they carry weight, real weight. And one word in particular set everything off: bodies. Late February 2026, T.I. jumps on Instagram and casually drops a caption. It might be one rapper that got more bodies than me. That's Lil Boosie.
Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as I was scrolling down my timeline.
No promo, no diss track, no explanation. Just that. At first, it flew under the radar. People liked the post, scrolled past it, didn't even process what was said. But then the blogs picked it up, and the moment they did, everything changed. Because in Memphis drill, in Baton Rouge rap, in street culture, bodies doesn't mean followers. It doesn't mean women. It means one thing: kills. And now you've got a major rapper publicly ranking himself on a murder list, putting himself second, right under Boosie, and doing it while still under federal supervision.
The day went on further, I started to see what the caption read, and I said, whoa.
By March 13th, the clip had already exploded past 1 million views. Every major page reposted it. Comment sections were chaos. People laughing, people shocked, people saying, "Bro, delete that now." Even industry figures admitted the same thing. They liked the post before they actually read it, and once they did, it hit different. Now Boosie wasn't about to let that slide. Fresh off beating a federal gun case, walking out with no prison time, he jumped straight on Instagram Live and shut it down immediately. His explanation? He flipped the entire meaning. He said T.I. wasn't talking about murders, he was talking about women. Yeah, that kind of body count. The internet? Didn't buy it. Not for a second. People were clowning it. That's the fastest cover-up in hip-hop history. You took 2 weeks to come up with that? Stop it. Nobody believes this. Even industry figures admitted the same thing. They liked the post before they actually read it, and once they did, it hit different.
I'll see how I be having my party. Now
Boosie wasn't about to let that slide. Fresh off beating a federal gun case, walking out with no prison time, he jumped straight on Instagram Live and shut it down immediately. His explanation? He flipped the entire meaning. He said T.I. wasn't talking about murders, he was talking about women. Yeah, that kind of body count. The internet? Didn't buy it. Not for a second. People were clowning it. That's the fastest cover-up in hip-hop history.
Trial for this already and won. So double jeopardy would take place, so they can't charge him again. So I'm not going to say...
You took 2 weeks to come up with that? Stop it. Nobody believes this. Even industry figures admitted the same thing. They liked the post before they actually read it, and once they did, it hit different. And that's where things stop being funny, because in the streets, and especially in the courtroom, words don't disappear. And this is where the story gets deeper, because now it's not just about a caption, it's about reputation, perception, and the line between image and reality.
Has he basically implicated himself in murders, he also has implicated Lil Boosie in murders.
Shiesty's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, called the snitch claims idiotic, next-level stupid.
He made it clear the victims had already spoken to law enforcement. No cooperation deals were made, and legally, there was no snitching involved. But here's the problem. The streets don't run on legal definitions. They run on perception. And perception spreads faster than truth.
He would be one of them ones who would say, y'all rats, y'all snitching, I'm back in jail cause somebody
So when Shiesty tried to clear his name, he posted his actual paperwork on Instagram in January 2026. Indictments, plea deals, everything. But instead of ending the rumors, it kept the conversation alive. Because by then, his comeback was already in motion. He walked out of prison October 2025. sat down with XXL for a viral interview, dropped First Day Out, and it went crazy. Everything was lined up perfectly. Redemption story, growth, discipline, second chance energy. He talked about God, sobriety, reading books, thinking before reacting. He literally said, I learned to move different.
Hold on yourself, gang. And I don't know where you may have bodies at, but if I could basically think about it and guess, I would say you got bodies.
But then, 3 months later, that same man, still in a halfway house, still under federal supervision, posts the bodies caption. And that gap between what he said and what he did, that's the real story. Because this wasn't random, this was the pull of the persona. See, Boosie had been watching Shiesty for years, not as an enemy, but like an OG watching a young one walk the same path.
I just, so if I write a movie about one guy killing another, bro, does that mean that I went and killed somebody in that?
He even predicted Shiesty's sentence before it came down, called him nephew, spoke on doing music together. There was respect there. But that one caption flipped everything overnight, turned respect into risk. And the reason it hit so hard is because of Boosie's past. Go back to 2009, Baton Rouge. A man named Terry Boyd is shot and killed.
Come home, my whole team, they own me. Like, they own me. They sending me all these documents and all this.
No weapon, no DNA, no witnesses. But prosecutors built a case anyway. They said Boosie orchestrated it from behind bars, a murder for hire. And then they did something that changed hip-hop forever. They used his music against him.
Facades and the faking and the street notoriety.
They brought lyrics into court. They played his songs, pointed at lines about violence, and told the jury, this isn't art, this is a confession. They even argued he recorded a track just hours after the murder, as if he was documenting it in real time. But then everything collapsed. The key witness took the stand and recanted everything, said he was pressured, threatened, forced to confess. And just like that, the entire case fell apart. In 2012, the jury came back, not guilty, in under an hour.
I already told all my what Shiesty was gonna get. I already knew Shiesty was gonna get a nickel.
Oh, so you knew it ahead of time, just
Yeah,
based on the case and everything.
all my little nephews came in and say, you the truth, dog.
But even though he beat the case, the reputation stayed. Because prosecutors had already said they believed he was tied to multiple killings.
No charges. No convictions. But in the streets, that doesn't matter. And that's why Shiesty's caption was different.
In trouble, you know what I paid for my lawyers? Like, this real, bro.
Right, I mean, because you fought...
Because it didn't just mention Boosie, it brought all of that history back to life at the worst possible time. And here's the real twist in all of this. Boosie had actually been showing Shiesty love, giving him game, warning him about the road ahead. But now, he had to go on Instagram Live and do damage control for something he didn't even say.
You've told me this before.
Like $250,000 or more.
And that leads to the bigger truth, the thing nobody can ignore. This is the rap trap. The same image that makes you famous is the same image that can destroy you. Labels push the street persona. Fans demand authenticity.
They ain't have nothing on me, on my murder charge.
Yep.
That shit was all fugazi.
And at some point, you're not just rapping anymore. You're performing it in real life, on social media, at shows, in interviews, at 3 a.m. And the problem is that performance can follow you into a courtroom.
You young, bro. I had that same, if he had the attitude, I had that same attitude.
Over 500 cases in the US have already used rap lyrics as evidence, songs treated like confessions, bars treated like testimony. And an Instagram caption? That's even worse. No beat, no context, no "it's just music."
A street rapper, that's what sells you. That's how you make your money. But what come with that is you got to stand on that every time you...
Just your name, your words, and a timestamp. And Shiesty typed those words while the federal clock was still ticking. Some people say it was a mistake. Others say it was calculated, because in 2026, controversy is currency.
To a concert, you're going to have somebody there try you. Dead, the police watch.
No shows, no touring, no public appearances, but one viral moment keeps your name alive. And maybe that's exactly what this was. But here's the part that hits hardest. He already knew better.
Halfway house right now, man. So, you got to keep buzzing. You got to drop a little.
He said it himself in 2025. He understood the cost. He understood the system. And still, he stepped right back into it. Because knowing the trap is a trap doesn't mean you won't walk into it.
And I can see clear now, like, I got it. It's my second run. Like a second chance.
Especially when the world is watching and waiting for you to perform. And here's the part nobody really wants to talk about.
Boys being in the courtroom, lawyers there, they streaming this stuff now for us. We can see it in...
The system is no longer hidden. Courtrooms are being streamed. Federal cases are getting broken down on YouTube in real time. Fans aren't just listening to the music anymore. They're watching the same artists get indicted, get sentenced, and get taken away. And somehow, the culture still hasn't fully processed what that means. Because at the same time, it keeps rewarding the image, it keeps demanding the performance. And in doing that, it's quietly building prisons for the same men it claims to celebrate. That's why what Boosie did next mattered more than people realize. He didn't crash out, he didn't argue, he didn't escalate, he didn't give the internet or investigators anything to work with. Instead, he flipped it into a joke. Because that's what experience looks like, that's what survival looks like. Knowing when to make people laugh before the situation turns into something real. And the internet did what it always does. It laughed, it moved on, it accepted the joke is the final version of the story. And just like that, what could have turned into something serious stayed content. As of March 2026, no new charges, no investigations, no escalation. Boosie is free on supervised release, handling his fines, moving carefully. Shiesty, still in a halfway house, waiting on full release. But that caption, it's still out there, screenshotted, saved, circulating. Because in today's world, nothing really disappears. And that's the real lesson here. Not the drama, not the jokes, but the reality that every post, every caption, every word can follow you longer than you expect. And sometimes, the difference between a viral moment and a life-changing mistake is just one decision, one sentence, one click. Ticket. Outro. YouTube hook. If you made it this far, you already know, these stories go deeper than what the headlines show. Tap into the next video on your screen, because the truth behind this culture, it's only getting crazier.